Hi, this is Chris. This is part 2 of making my kitty keepsake journal. I'm taking this old album and I'm going to take the photos out and I'm going to journal stories about my cats through the years and put them in this book. Last week I separated the pages and I added more papers between the pages so I can put photos, and I added a middle signature. So the book had 2 signatures in it, so I added a middle signature where I can put more pictures of my cats, and I can also decorate this with some of the vintage images from these old and crumbling little kids books. And I can pick out my favorite images from those also. So today we're going to work on the cover. I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to glue it down with art glitter glue. I cut my covers on the guillotine. And I added to my pages so they're as wide as the book pages throughout the book. And I counted how many pages I have to make sure I have enough for my cats. Earlier cats would probably take 1 page, but some of my later cats, when I had a better camera, might take up more than 1 page. So I'm going to put some paper on the inside. I'll put this aside for a minute. I have these scrapbook papers. I've had these for a long time. And I would have used them for pages, except they have scrapbooking hints and tips on the back and advertising. So I think I'll use these on the inside cover. I really like this one. I'll use that one. And these paw prints are cute too. I'm going to take this emery board and I'm just going to even this off in case it's hanging over any little bit. Now I need to make a spine, and I need to decide how full this is going to be. So I need to give it room for just about every page to have something glued onto it. And I think 1.5 inches. I'm just looking at my cutting board right here, and I think 1.5 inches. I've pulled out some scraps. This is from packaging. This is pretty sturdy. It's long enough. This is real sturdy, but it might be kind of hard to sew through. File folder, too short. Here's some file folder. It seems a little bit too thin. And here's from the back of a art tablet. It's just about the right height. Trim it a little bit. So those are good contenders. So I'm going to cut them to size and then decide which one feels the best as far as weight. I'll cut these on my guillotine cutter. There, that'll go like that. Okay. Now I need to decide how I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to use the pamphlet stitch, but I'm going to do a 5 pamphlet stitch because this is taller than average book. So I use my centering ruler to find the center. And then I have 4.5 inches. I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch from the top and bottom. Then I'll find my center between that. Doesn't have to be exact, but it looks nice. I'll make myself a template. I want to go with something heavy duty. I just don't want to have to punch all those holes. I'm going to find the center of this. So then I want my middle signature to go in the middle, and then I want my other 2 signatures, but I don't want them spaced equally between here and here. That'll leave too much room on the front and the back. So I want to divide that in about 2/3. So I can do like that on the centering ruler. Because this cardboard is so heavy duty, I'm going to use a leather punch. I've had this for years. I'm going to set it on the smallest punch, which means I have to go all the way around. You can see here how small it is. And I'm going to center it right where my lines cross. I glued the scrap paper on here and punched my holes again so they're in the right place. Now I need to punch the holes in here. I want to make sure their pages are where I want them. The ones that are a little bit short, I'm centering top to bottom. I just have some scrap pieces of foam core and some kind of foam packaging. Just want to make sure I don't go through onto my board here. So I need a fairly sharp needle to go through all these pages. So I'll do the same for the other signatures. I'll start with my last signature, the end of the book, and I'll string it through these holes here. I think I'll use this black. I believe it's a button and carpet thread. So 1, 2, 3. I'll use the same needle I used to poke the holes, if I can get the thread through there. Go in through the center. Go back through. Careful not to split the thread. Okay, now we tighten it. skip the middle one, go through the next one. Come up through the top one. I split my thread here, so that's going to mean I can't quite tighten it as good as I want. Well, I can go back because it's the last one. So I can pull this. Pull that through. Right. Thread on both sides of the center thread and tie a square knot. Left over right, right over left. All right, the first signature is in. And I will do the other three the same way. I've got all the signatures sewn in. You can see them, they're nice and tight against the spine. They're sewn in through here. And then the next thing is to glue on the covers. So I'll glue these on. I'm going to leave just a little bit of the spine poking out here. And if anything is cockeyed or wonky, that just shows that it's handmade with love. So there we go. So the next thing would be to cover the spine. I would like to do it with fabric, although I'm not sure I have anything that matches, so I'll have to do it with fabric. I'll probably put one of these on here, like this. So this is a covered spine, but it's not a hollow spine. A hollow spine is soft and flexible. And see, this one is not flexing through here. So this is a what would be called an invisible binding, because you won't actually see the binding. But although it's similar to a hollow binding, it's not a hollow binding. So here we have the book. And I think I'll take a little break and look for some fabric, and we can get this video done. I have here a basket. This was painted by my cousin many years ago, and she gave it to me. And she lives in New England. It has a little New England scenes on it. But I have in here a bunch of scraps that I've purchased on Etsy, and they're mostly strips. So if I can find something that would go, this is such a bright green, it'd be hard to find something to at least complement it. Yellow would complement it. Not wide enough. This one with the little birds, this is kind of cute. These scraps might not be wide enough. I separated them into colors. Well, I pieced together these scraps. This green was the closest I could find, the closest of any colors I could find that kind of went with the bright cover. And then I like these flowers. They look like the flowers on the cover. So I'm going to cover this, and then I'm going to glue it on here. See how that works. So I have some Fabri-Tac, and I lost the little lid. I hope it's still good. Got a pretty big hole in this bottle, so it's going to come out. It's going to come out. My little book is put together. I'm going to have a collage on this page, and then I can put all kinds of pictures and reminiscences of my cats, and I will show you some of the things I will be using. So this is a project box. I've had this box for years. If I can get it around my lamps. And I showed this in my last video, this Graphics 45 that my neighbor gave me. I can use some of that. Here are the scraps for making the pages. And then here are some photographs. My mother took a lot of slides when I was little. And it was the only way you could get color pictures was to take slides, and she loved taking photographs. So I had some of those slides, well, I scanned them into my computer and I corrected them, and then I took the files, the JPEG files, down to the drugstore and printed them out as photographs. So these will go in there, up the front. And now I'll just flip through quickly all the other stuff I've saved through the years. I really have to edit this, cut it down to a manageable size. Here's a book I got online. This was from Feeney Finds on Etsy. This is a large format book. I thought at first I might use this as my actual journal because it's nice and big for plenty of pictures, but I can't bring myself to take this book apart. I don't think I will even cut from it. See if we can find a publication date. 1929. I have a lot of cutting down to do. It barely closes. I'll come back next month and I'll show you what I've done in the meantime. And I have a lot of editing to do and figure out which photographs to use and how to decorate the pages. I won't be doing a step-by-step on decorating the pages. I'll just do an example of how I'm working on it. I imagine this will take me a long time to work on between other projects. It's just something fun that I am doing. Thanks for stopping by today and have a great day crafting. Bye-bye.